Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cooks by Carrie. If you're new here, I'm Carrie, and for today's video, I'm sharing how to make this delicious homemade peach ice cream. I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite desserts is ice cream, and one of, if not, probably it is actually, my favorite fruit is peach. So peach ice cream is just such a favorite of mine, and it's a classic summer treat, so I can't wait to show you guys how to make this. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Alrighty, so for today's video, you will need an ice cream maker. I believe my ice cream maker is from Cuisinart. It's like, I believe it was around $50 or so. I think personally, even though I don't make ice cream that often, it was a great investment for me. So, but obviously if you don't have an ice cream maker, there is another technique to ice cream that I've seen before where you freeze the things into cubes and then you blend it up in the blender, so that might work. If you want me to test that out in a upcoming video, let me know because I could totally try that out. But I just want to make that disclaimer. So the recipe for this video, I kind of adapted myself from the Ben & Jerry's ice cream cookbook. This is probably my favorite ice cream cookbook. I think it just has a little bit of everything, and I highly recommend it if you have a ice cream maker. Okay, so basically I adapted it from the French vanilla recipe and then the recipe for peach ice cream. Now, I was going to do what the recipe is for fresh Georgia peach ice cream, but it was kind of like an intense process where like you had to combine the peaches with some sugar and lemon juice and then like put them in the refrigerator for a couple hours, and I was a little impatient and I just didn't want to wait that long. So what I ended up doing is taking the ice cream recipe for French vanilla, which I've actually shared in a different one of my videos previously. I'll link that down below. And I took that recipe and then I kind of adapted what the peach recipe was to this recipe. So for the ingredients, you're going to need 2 large eggs and you will need to pasteurize them. So basically what that means is you should probably Google for better instructions, but you heat up some water, or you can buy already pasteurized eggs at the store, but for me, I just heated up some water and then you get it to about it's like 140 degrees or so. I can't remember the exact temperature, but it's around there. And what you do is you place the eggs in, and you have to be really careful to make sure it stays at that specific temperature, and you cook them for 3 minutes and then you take them out and they're pasteurized. Obviously I guess you could do this with unpasteurized eggs if you felt like it, but just for me, my comfort, I like to have them pasteurized. So you need those. You'll need 3/4 a cup of sugar, 2 cups heavy whipping cream, 1 cup milk, and 2 teaspoons vanilla extract. For this video, I recently got some fancy vanilla called Neiman Macy. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a little bit more on the pricey side, and I've never tried it before, but I was really excited and I just got some as like a little, treat or whatever. So I decided to use it here, but obviously use whatever vanilla you have on hand. And then you're going to need some peaches. So I use 2 cups diced peaches, more on the small side. And then I also made some peach puree. I did about 1/3 a cup of peaches, maybe. There's no real exact number here, but about 1/3. I took a little bit of the 3/4 cup of sugar, so maybe a couple teaspoons. And I blended it up in my blender until it was all smooth. That's how I made the peach puree. Oh, also you are going to need the juice of half a lemon. Okay, this recipe is very simple, and here's the first step. You want to combine the lemon juice with the peaches. So you'll just see me take a fork and just stir them up. After I do this, I decided to place this peach mixture into the fridge. I don't really have a particular reason why I did this, just because the original recipe put the peaches in the fridge. So I was like, you know what, there's probably, I don't know, maybe it's a good idea to do that. So that's what I did. I placed them in the fridge just for the amount of time that I was working on everything else. Okay, now this next step, you technically could do it by hand, but I've done it before, so you definitely can do it. It just will require a lot of arm work, and I just wasn't feeling like doing that today. So I decided to use a hand mixer, but you could also use a hand mixer or a stand mixer. Also, so first I'm cracking the eggs in, and you see I did have a little mistake where I accidentally got the shell in, but it's okay. If that happens to you too, you can just scrape it out. So yeah, you want to put your eggs in the bowl. Okay, so once you have your eggs in your bowl and you have the mixer, you're going to whisk the eggs. Oh, make sure you're using the whisk attachment. And you're gonna whisk them until they're light and fluffy, about 1 to 2 minutes. I always do 2 minutes, just because I just found that I like them super whipped like that. I feel like it makes ice cream, I don't know, just extra. I don't know. It just sounds. It looks better to me when they're extra whisked. And you want to really give it a good amount of time, because you'll see that at first, we're seeing, what you see at the beginning is this kind of foamy look, and it's a little bit lighter in color. But as you'll see, as you keep on whisking, it gets lighter and lighter, almost like a pale yellow, and becomes extra fluffy. So keep on going, even if you're seeing you think it's done when it's kind of just foaming. So yeah, do this for 2 minutes. Alrighty, so now it has been 2 minutes, and you can see this more pale yellow. It's definitely pretty fluffy. What you want to do is, while your mixer is running, slowly and gradually add the sugar in, a little bit at a time. You want to do this because it's going to get fluffier as it goes, and by doing it slowly, you're making sure that there's not going to be like little bits of the granulated sugar left. It's all going to be incorporated, one smooth mixture. So be slow with this. I know it's a little bit annoying to go slowly, but I promise you it's worth it in the end, because this ice cream is so delicious. Alrighty, so at this point, I'm going ahead and adding in my whipping cream, my milk, and my vanilla. You'll see that my vanilla is a little bit thicker because I am using half vanilla bean paste, half vanilla extract. Feel free to just use extract. I just want to be a little bit fancier for this and put in some vanilla bean extract. That's why if you see like little I almost call them fleckles now, flecks of the vanilla bean, that's why. But it's totally unnecessary. Anyway, so you just want to add in these ingredients and then just whisk to combine. Now make sure that everything's whisked together, that nothing is like separated under there, and it's all like one mixture. This doesn't take very long, but be careful because we are adding a ton of liquid in, and so you have to be careful not to spill anything. Also, I want to mention why I love homemade ice cream so much. So I feel like even though whipping cream and like the milk and the ingredients can be more expensive, what you get out of this recipe is like 1 quart of ice cream. I mean, wait. Yeah, I think it's 1 quart. Yep, a quart of ice cream. Sorry, I had to double check myself because I was like, that's actually a pretty large amount. Do I get that much out of this? But you do. It makes a lot of ice cream, and I really think that making it at home, it just tastes so much better. It's creamier. It's, you can add fun things to it, change it up. So while it is kind of an expensive process, I do think that it is worth it in the end. And especially because, ice cream nowadays can actually be pretty expensive, so it's kind of crazy. So yeah, I think there are a lot of benefits to making it at home. Okay, and for the last step before we put this ice cream in the mixer, I'm going ahead and adding in the peach puree. Now it looks a little bit weird, I know, but while you can't taste the peach a lot like this, I did like doing this because it gave the ice cream a slight color change, and there was a hint of the peach flavor. But the peach puree alone is not enough to make it taste like peach. I'm just going to put it out there. But it is a good added part. So yeah, just mixing this up, and then it's time for it to go into the ice cream maker. Alrighty, so this is the Cuisinart ice cream maker, I believe. And basically what you do is you turn it on, and then the bowl's already in there and it's been frozen for a while, and I'm going ahead and pouring in the ice cream. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but you want to be careful. It makes a lot of ice cream, like I said, and so just be careful when you're pouring it in. And there. And there's no specific time for how long this makes. If you have, different type of ice cream maker or whatever, you can follow your manufacturer's instructions. For me, I kind of let it be in there for like 25-30 minutes. I come back and check. I see if it's ready. Now, for me and my ice cream maker, when it's done, it's just churned, so it's creamy, but I still have to freeze it for a couple hours so it can get a little bit hard, easier to scoop, like that. And here is an up-close shot of what the ice cream looks like. Very, very liquidy right now, and also this ice cream maker was very full. So yeah, as you can tell, like I said, it makes a lot of ice cream. Alrighty guys, before I continue with this video, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up, comment down below what you'd like to see next, and share this video with a friend. I have a goal of 100 subscribers, so if you could please help me with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'm at about, I think, 26 right now, so about a quarter of the way there, and your support means a lot to me. Also, go ahead and ring that notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video. Alrighty guys, let me show you what the ice cream looked all churned. Alrighty, so this is what the ice cream looked after about, like I said, 25-30 minutes. So you can see that it did make so much so that it kind of exploded out of the top, but this is normal for me. I know I clean my things heavily, so I know the ice cream's okay in there, and I'm just dumping it all out. So as you can see, it's still liquidy, but it is churned. So basically at this point, if you have room in your ice cream maker, I would say to go ahead and add in the peaches and churn it up for about 2 minutes. But as you can see, I didn't really have room in my ice cream maker, so I emptied out some room, poured in the peaches, and then let it churn for like, I don't know, a minute. But you can also just mix it by hand if you want with the ice cream. So as you can see, it's already been churning with the peaches for a while, so I went ahead and turned off my mixer and began scooping the ice cream into my container. I'm just using this big tub because that's all I had on hand, but you can use, I love these things. You can buy them, I think maybe Amazon and most places, like little cardboard tub, like pints for your ice cream. I love using those, but you can use whatever you have on hand. So I'm beginning by just scraping everything off of this, like the blade, but it's not really a blade because it's not very sharp, but this little plastic part, it is kind of inconvenient to scrape off, I will warn you. And yeah, this cleanup or I call it cleanup because, you know, like you're cleaning off all the parts of the ice cream maker to get the ice cream off of, but I mean, it's also just like the removing of the ice cream process. Anyway, it is kind of messy, so you might want to have a second person there. It's also incredibly cold, so you probably want to work quickly. Also, as you can see, for this ice cream, it, you know, it's churned. It's not ready to eat though, because it's very, very liquidy, almost like a milkshake right now. So yeah. Also, you might want to go in with a couple materials, or I don't know why I just said materials, but you might want to go in with a couple of instruments like a spatula, a spoon is good, just like things that will be really good at like scraping the sides of the bowl and everywhere. Also, so yeah, you see me going with this big spoon. Also, here's a tip for your ice cream maker. So I like to keep the bowl in the freezer just at all times. If you have room in your freezer, I think this is really smart, because that way, what if one day you wake up and you're like, hey, I want to make, I don't know, peach ice cream. Well, if your ice cream bowl is already in the freezer, then you're good to go and you can make it that day. Whereas if you just freeze it when you want to make ice cream, you have to freeze it like 24 hours in advance. Also, I find that by keeping my ice cream bowl in the freezer for a while, it gets way colder. So obviously, I mean, that makes sense. It's in there for, you know, like probably, I mean, this has been, the only other time I made ice cream was when a couple months ago when I did the vanilla ice cream. That was the last time I made it. So it's been sitting there for so long that it's getting really cold and it's perfect. So that's a tip I would say for ice cream makers. And here is the final product of the ice cream. It was so delicious. Now, fair warning, it did kind of get a little icy in the freezer. I did freeze it for longer than usual. So I'd say if this happens to you, what you need to do is maybe microwave it for 5-second intervals and then stir it up really well with like a fork or even a potato masher, a whisk, something. And it gets this perfect consistency. It was amazing. My sister said it tasted just like, I don't know if anyone has ever had a Chick-fil-A peach milkshake, but she rated it a 50 out of 10, and I'd have to agree, this ice cream was superb. Definitely, if you try it out, let me know in the comments if this recipe worked, and, well, I know it worked because it worked for me, but, you know, how it turned out for you guys, and anything like that. Alright, guys, that's it for today's video. If you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram at Cooks by Carrie. I post lots of photos of the food I cook. And make sure to subscribe, like, comment down below, turn that notification bell on, and share this video with a friend. For my future videos, I was thinking of doing some summer pie recipes, cobblers, fun stuff like that. If you like those ideas, let me know in the comments down below. If you don't, give me a suggestion for a future video. I'd love to hear from you guys. Alrighty, bye guys.